I can't wait till I get home so you can tear that cherry out.
Hey guys, I'm Shireen, also known as Bonnie from Bonnie Lush Hair, and today I'm going to give you some hair care tips on how to take care of your natural hair and also your hair extensions. Tip number 1. Before we apply hair extensions, we need to know what our hair type is and also the porosity level. And also that will help us to understand what products are good for our hair and what products aren't so good for our hair. And it's a different role for a different person. So before you apply hair extensions, before we even get to that point, let's take care of our natural hair together. Tip number 2. We should be washing our natural hair every 3 to 4 weeks the most. So that means taking your hair weave out every 3 to 4 weeks and making sure that you're getting a really good wash with the hair conditioners and also the shampoos that match your hair type and your hair porosity level as well. Hair care tip number 3. When you do get your hair extensions put in, whoever's weaving it, make sure that they're not plaiting your hair too tightly and also sewing it in too tightly. Your hair weaves should not hurt. They shouldn't be painful the next following day. It means it's actually gonna, cause some damage to your hair. You definitely don't want traction alopecia, which is caused by when your hair is sewn too tight, any kind of tension and pulling. If you've got bumps on your head, that should be an indication that your hair weave is way too tight. So make sure that you are communicating this to your hairdresser or whoever's doing your hair that, your hair is quite sensitive, and you need to make sure you're taking care of your edges as well, because you don't want your edges gone. You do not want your edges looking like you got some kind of 5 head, like you're some kind of alien. Like, you need to make sure that you're definitely taking care of those edges. Tip number 4. If it is too late and your edges are pretty much gone, then you could always use like a powder or some sort to be able to fill in those edges. So I would suggest like a matte black, such as this one here, not one with like sparkly bits in it, because you do want it to look natural. And just going in with an old makeup brush and filling in those areas, just so you give the illusion of you having some edges. And that should only be done as a temporary fix up until you've been to the doctors and you've had a consultation on what to do about growing them back. Tip number 5. So you've had all your hair braided down, you've got your bundles, you've got your frontal, you've got, or a closure even, and you think you're pretty much ready to go. Thing is, you want your hair quite full, so what do? You get a hairnet. Yes, a hairnet. So if you get a hairnet and you sew your extensions down on the hairnet, not only does it protect your own hair, but it also gives you the opportunity to sew more hair on. So for me personally, I would recommend any hair that's underneath a 16-inch. You can get away with 2 or 3 bundles if you want it to look full and voluptuous. Anything after that, you definitely need 4 or more bundles. Tip number 6. You can expect hair shedding from your hair extensions when you do get an install, and that is just because the hairdresser is going in and loosening up that hair weft. Now, what I do suggest is, oh, by the way, this is Bonnie Lush Hair. What I do suggest is actually using a weft sealant that you could buy off eBay just to seal the weft, which is ideal if you do plan on reinstalling the same hair extensions. It just keeps all the weft nice and tight for the next time the hairdresser goes in and reuses the same bundle. Tip number 7. Now this one is a big pet hate of mine. I cannot stand when people get their hair extensions put in and they just leave it, like they do nothing. They don't put products in it, they don't learn how to take care of their hair extensions or how to even style their hair extensions. When you get an install, you have to learn how to, if you've straightened your hair, you need to learn how to get it bone straight so that it's just flicking and just gorgeous. If you've got a curly style, learn how to maintain those curls. It's not just, you don't just get the hair extensions put in and just hope that they're gonna be fine. Especially when you've added heat, the bottom of your hair is gonna start splitting. You have to make sure that you're trimming them so your hair extensions look fresh. Basically, the longer you take care of your hair extensions, the longer that they will last for you. There's no reason why good virgin hair, such as Bonnie Lush Hair, shouldn't last longer than, a year. This life expectancy is about a year for each bundle. So learn how to take care of your hair. My hair care tip number 8 would be to make sure that we're keeping in as much moisture as possible when we go to sleep. So that means just using a pillowcase, which is satin or silk, or even just wrapping your hair at night time with a scarf to make sure that we're not rubbing all the moisture out of our hair on the pillowcase at night time. Hair care tip number 9 would be to make sure you're using an edge control or edge tamer to smoothen out your hair edges so it just looks really sleek and just completely finishes your style altogether. You could use the Edge Control by Bonnie Lush Hair, which is the candy pomade paste. I'll leave the link in the description box below for you to check that out. And you know, it finishes off any style. This Edge Control actually works on natural hair, and if you just want to finish off hair extensions, or if you've got permed hair, it's perfect for that as well. This brings me to my final hair care tip, which is just to encourage you all to use a wide tooth comb when you're brushing your hair out. Start your way from the bottom of your hair, working your way up to the top, as this reduces tangling and it also reduces shedding. If you enjoyed the video today, please don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.